There are a couple of tools you'll need when working in the smithy and vintage story. A hammer, some tongs, a jug of wine, and an anvil. While the first few on that list are simple to make, the anvil can be a bit more of a challenge, especially when you reach the Iron Age. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make all the flavors of the anvil. Let's go! Hi, it's Drax. This is the part at the beginning of the video that everyone skips. For those of you that didn't jump forward, enjoy watching and listening. Might you consider supporting me further by visiting my Ko-fi or clicking on the join button on this video? Alright, that's it. Back to the video. There are 3 tiers of the anvil, or if you're me, for the first year I played the game, there was 1. Copper is the first tier and the easiest to make, bronze is tier 2, and iron and meteoric iron are tier 3. Let's start simple and work our way up. The first step in the anvil process is making a clay mold. There's a link at the top of the page to my video on clay making if you need some help. The funny thing about the anvil mold is I always end up making 2 or 3 or 4 of these things. I make the first one, use it, store it in someplace real safe, and then months later when I go back to make the next anvil, I can't find the mold, so I make another one. I guess what I'm really saying here is, I'm good at making anvil clay molds. A copper anvil requires 900 units of copper. So let's heat up some copper. We're going to place down your anvil mold, and then we're going to pour that hot copper into the mold. And now we wait. Once it's cool, we'll remove it from the mold and place it on the floor. Now we're ready to make some copper plates. The process for bronze is exactly the same. You'll need just 900 units of bronze, add it to the mold. Now those are some good looking anvils. The iron anvil is the fun one. For the longest time, I stayed away from making this anvil as everyone told me it's hard to craft and it's no fun to make. Yes, it is more complicated, but I don't agree with the hard to make part. I had fun making my first one. There's a real sense of accomplishment when you complete it. To make an iron or meteoric iron anvil, you will not be using a clay mold this time. There are 2 parts, top and bottom. To complete the anvil, it will take 10 ingots, 5 for the top and 5 for the base. There's a slight margin of error here, and it can sometimes be easy to make mistakes, especially when crafting the top. I recommend having a couple of extra ingots, just in case. Overall, my number 1 suggestion when crafting the iron anvil is not to rush the process. Take your time, reheat ingots as needed. This is not a race. Let's start with the base. And just like smithing anything in the game, we'll use an anvil. Instead of starting with just 1 ingot and hammering it down into a flat surface, I'm going to take the first 2 of 5 ingots and make those into 1 plate. And then we're going to use that iron plate as the start of the anvil base. This is going to save us time and hammering. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You can add each of the ingots and work your way up. The plate start is my preferred method because, well, hammering. Now using an iron plate and adding an ingot, I can start shaping the base of the anvil. As I work the voxels into place, I wanted to share with you this handy graphic showing how many voxels per layer for both the top and bottom. Remember, if you make mistakes or run out of iron, it's not the end of the world. Just heat up more, add it in, and keep working. Well, if you thought the base was fun, now it's time to start on the top. And just like with the base, we'll start with a plate. I've already created one. This is going to save us time and brain cells, remember. The process of smithing the voxels into place is the same, which for me means a lot of rotating, and then rotating again, and then again. You get it. Good luck. The top and the bottom are complete, and now for some welding. For the weld, we're going to need some powdered borax. I'll provide a link in the description on all things borax. Alright, so now we're going to take the base and the top and we're going to weld them into a complete anvil. The first step is heating both parts up. Once hot, place the base on the ground, take a portion of the borax and apply it to the base with a shift plus right click. Now place the top on the base, grab your trusty hammer, and hit the top. It should take about 12 hits. If you've done it right, you should have a shiny new anvil. This is such a cool process. I would really love to see this expanded in the game. Did you know that you can recycle your old anvils? I didn't either. One of my lovely viewers clued me in the last time I made an anvil on stream. Using a chisel and an anvil of the same metal type in the crafting menu will recover 8 ingots worth of metal. I like this, but I usually use the extra anvils as decoration. Okay, now you can make some anvils. After making iron anvils, all the other smithing seems so easy now. Need a shovel? How about some nails? No problem! Share your anvil stories with me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.